Un, dos, tres.
Next up we have Soraya Sobriedad.
Mama's coming. Hey everybody, welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to my table at Soraya Sobriedad's Fierce Cooking Show. My name is Soraya Sobriedad. I'm the queen of healthy Latin cooking and Holas. I'm going to take a moment and hope that whatever I say today makes sense, and that it helps someone. Today's video is about a very sensitive topic for me, misgendering. I'm going to talk about what I experienced, what I went through. It's a devaluing of every process a trans person takes to become trans. And I have depression and PTSD, anxiety, thank God I had a best friend stay with me to let these stitches heal, because if I would have been by myself with all these stitches, I don't know if I would have let myself heal properly, really. When body dysphoria, gender dysphoria can lend itself to some deep-rooted feelings of self-harm. Let's get real. I needed to heal because I was crying so much. Why was I crying? Because it reminded me of how much I have endured psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually. Wow. I tell you, the last surgery I had, oh shit, I'm gonna go there. But in 2021, healing by myself with my facial surgery. That was so scary. So many stitches. It took forever to heal. And I had to do it by myself. I mean, I had like a queer care group that would come by and help me get groceries. They were so sweet. Strangers came and looked after me. My own family, my brothers and sisters. So, you go through all of that. You lose your family to transition and everything. I gave up my home. I was homeless for a while. I lost a job in 2019. I lost an apartment too, back to back. I was so depressed. Yet I still continued with my transition. So you go through all of that, the people that you love may abandon you. And then you go and you qualify for a job and you show up like this. And then you get called the male slang ghetto name. You want to put your head in the oven maybe. You do, because you're like, oh my God, I've worked so hard. The money I've spent on electrolysis and laser and having one of the best endocrinologists, Dr. Will Powers. I personally want the best in my care. And one misgendered name could just topple me. I was laying flat. All the transgender air came out of me because of all the work and all the sacrifices. And then on top of that, the rejection from people I love, friends and family. So I learned in this last misgendering that I never fully mourned the child in me, the little queer child that got beat in front of kids in school by a teacher for a wrong answer, the shame because I was queer and brown. And then that name that I got called that at this job was to me an assault. And then me speaking up was then everybody in the class realizing that I had just gotten smacked in the face for a wrong answer. So it kicked up all of that. And plus it kicked up the 2021 healing by myself. Not even my favorite niece in Long Island. My favorite niece. So when I got misgendered this last round, and then thinking that surgery that I just got in the breast, put me in Sophia Vergara land. It still didn't, because someone could put their self-will on me by misgendering me. And it's wow, that's still happening. I'm learning why I get so thrown off track. So what did I do besides cry a lot and be like, didn't want to really leave the house? Well, when I was ready to leave the house, I got my nails done, but I ordered a thing for my hair to give it volume. I tried to do anything and everything to get back in touch with my body and my femininity. So I got back to the gym a lot, did a lot of cardio to get back in touch. And hopefully the next time I get misgendered, it won't take all of me away. Like, I've heard other transgender women, when this happens, say, oh, I ate like a whole pack of Oreos. Like, I'm not at liberty to do that. Or like buy a 6-pack or something. So tell me how you've handled misgendering. If you're trans, male, female. How do you handle it? If you eat a sleeve of Oreos or a bucket of chicken like I used to do back in the day, tell me about it. But I used to just eat the bucket of chicken because I didn't want to face my queer identity. I'm abstinent from it. It's going to be 33 years this spring, and alcohol and cigarettes. I live a sober lifestyle. I may not always act sober when I get triggered. Oh God, I've lit up at doctor's offices for them misgendering me, or at the DMV. I thought they were going to call security there recently when I got my new license from a legal name change. Whatever. I have my moments, girl. I go there. I try not to, but if it has happened and you want to share your experience with me, please do. Okay? Yeah. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. And may the positive force be with you. Right? Okay. Take care. Bye. Bye. Here we have Soraya Sobriedad's Antonio Lopez inspired vegan Puerto Rican pollo guisado made with jackfruit. Word, I'm gonna eat this right now. Oh my God, I can't wait. It's so delicious. Antonio, Jessica, Grace, Jones, and all the other girls. Come have some. Come over. Come on, come on, come on. And Holas. This is the brand of jackfruit that I'm using, which is a brand called RID. I found it in the Asian supermarket that's here. A lot of you, if you watched my other video, know that I've turned into a sodium freak, meaning like I read now the labels for sodium content, realize that so many foods have so much sodium, it's ridiculous. What did I see yesterday? Like these turkey sausages that I used to eat, Shady Brook Farms, one sausage has 540 milligrams of sodium. The Boca Burger turkey patty has 450 milligrams of sodium, just one patty. So I've gone into like cooking everything myself, buying dry beans and cooking it because the sodium in the beans too, like everything. It's just crazy. I do soy milk now, powder, mix it with water, no sodium, because the old beverages, the almond, the blue diamond, all of that, all those brands at a minimum have 85 milligrams of sodium in a cup. Most of them have a lot more than that. So I chose this, and it's like 2 for $3, this can. I'm gonna show a little bit of the spices that I use. This paprika smoke by Chicolin, I got this on Amazon. It totally gives you more meat flavor with your vegan dishes. It's very good. Vogue. Now, no, I'm not talking about Vogan, but this is a very appropriate name for me as the queen of healthy Latin cooking. Vogue brand chicken base. It says vegetarian. I believe this is vegan as well. I believe this is vegan. This is a really good substitute to give you meat flavor. It's really good, low in sodium. I use this, and they have a beef flavored one that's also vegan vegetarian. You check it out yourself and you determine. I'm saying this dish is vegan, and if you want to argue with me and say, girl, it's not, whatever. Another thing that I like a lot that I use is this ham. It states vegan on the label. There you go. This is amazing too. The sodium is not that bad in comparison to Goya adobo. I'm not using much of that in my spice arsenal because the sodium is really high. I've been weighing and measuring all my spices now. This product with the Vogue chicken beef, vegetarian, vegan, very good, very good. That's what I'm using in this recipe. We've got some whole oregano, we've got some cumin, your traditional spices for Puerto Rican cooking for me anyway. A little bit of garlic powder, I have homemade sofrito recao. We're going to use some of that. We're going to use some Goya olive oil that's infused with achote and natto seeds as usual, right? And then that whole can of jackfruit we're going to use, and that's one serving for me. I eat the whole thing. I'm going to have that with some basmati white rice, and I'm putting some green peas. And actually Green Giant frozen peas is the only peas that I saw in the supermarket frozen that doesn't have any sodium. So we use that in the recipe. Those are all the ingredients. Other things may come up in the recipe that I may have missed in this explanation, but we'll move forward. Here's the jackfruit, and I rinsed her very well. It's a plant, right? It's a fruit. This is what it looks like in these triangles. And then I'm gonna just show you what I do is you just press it, you just squish it down, and you see how it breaks up. And then usually the center is hard. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna chop that piece off, right? And you're gonna see that it breaks up like that. And then I don't waste any part of the jackfruit. Then I cut the harder sections into smaller pieces. So this one too has a tough center. So you'll just cut it and you just squish it down. So that's basically how I do my jackfruit. So I prep it like that. And this one's kind of hard, so you're gonna have to press harder. That's how I started. So I'm gonna do that and we'll be back. Okay, boys and girls, so this is the jackfruit. This is the way I like it. I like to keep some chunky. I mean, this is emulating me, Pollo Guisado. So I get like the pulled chicken or pulled pork factor that jackfruit will give you. Maybe some people don't add these little round parts like the seed. I eat the whole thing, girl. I mean, it's all jackfruit, so I'm not into cosmetics here, but I don't like to get it too fine. Now in the beginning when I was making jackfruit, I stewed it on the stove for too long. I stewed it on the stove for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then I put it in the oven to get a little crispy for another like 20 minutes, and it was too soft for me. Not horrible. The flavor was definitely there. I could tell the texture was there for this jackfruit to emulate chicken, just like I started emulating a woman and now I am a woman. This will never be really chicken, and I will never be a cisgender woman, but I'm a trans woman. Alright, you get the analogy, hopefully. If not, well, that's just who I am as my humor. But I wanted the texture to be firmer. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to take all of this, I'm going to put it in a saucepan. We're going to cook it with all the spices and oil and all of that for 3 to 5 minutes, just so all the flavors get absorbed, right? And then we're going to put it in the oven on a baking sheet for 20 minutes. I like my pollo guisado texture. I don't want it soft. I don't like my pollo guisado too saucy. So I'm going to show you how I do it, okay? And what I'm going to start with is my recao and my oils. What I use is my recipe of sofrito recao. I use a half a cup. I like it because this is what gives me my Latin flavor, alright? And so this is what I start with. This is a base to all Latin cooking. Is your cilantro, green pepper, garlic, onion, and culantro, which I could not find in California, but I'm able to find it here in New York for whatever reason. That's just the way it is. I get it, you know. And in my cooking show videos moving forward, I'll just be saying that a lot. Like, oh, I was able to find it in Cali. Like, there's a particular cheese that's vegan that I love, that I used to use in Cali. Find in Cali easily, can't find that shit here. That's the way it goes. East Coast, West Coast. You know, one day I'm gonna have Soraya's Fierce Kitchen and Market, and everything that I find on East and West Coast will be available in East and West Coast, okay? So watch out for my Kickstarter campaign. So I'm adding 3 tablespoons, maybe 4. I'm gonna go with 4 tablespoons of olive oil infused with annatto. You see how beautiful? That's what gives Latin food color. Alright, no artificial food coloring, and annatto definitely does the trick. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn the stove on. So I like to saute my sofrito and olive oil as a starter. My mama told me, she says, always saute your sofrito recao first. So I've been doing it like that. That's how I cook. And then I also like to cook my spices. So I like to add all my herbs and spices and let them cook before I add, in this case, jackfruit. Back in the day, it was before I added the chicken or whatever it was that I was using. I'm gonna put a teaspoon of my smoked paprika. I'm gonna put some garlic. That's probably like a teaspoon there too as well. The garlic is like stuck down in there. It'll work. This is Soraya's kitchen. That's how it is, girl. I like adding oregano because to me, oregano with a pollo guisado just kicks it. I like taking the flakes and going like that, like my mama used to do, and placing it there. God bless my mom. She taught me how to cook. And then I like going into, this is the vegan ham that I showed you. I'm using a half a teaspoon. And then on the vegan chicken and beef flavors, I like using a tablespoon because it's low sodium, it's got a lot of good flavor, it's got some nice color. Here's one, and then the vegan beef that I have. It's the vegan beef. I'm gonna go with a tablespoon of that too. Now this can serve 2 people. Basically what we're doing is frying. There's oil and there's herbs and spices. And here we're adding the jackfruit. And now I'm gonna just stir this. I'm gonna add a little bit of water and we're gonna cook this for 3 to 5 minutes on the stove, medium heat. Here's a measuring cup that is an 1/8 cup. That's how much water I'm gonna add. I would have added Spanish olives too. I don't do that anymore because of the salt. So now I just turned on the heat to medium high. I'm gonna put the timer for 4 minutes and then we'll be back. Okay, boys and girls. She's got 4 minutes on the stove and you can see how she is, right? And you see the beautiful color? She's gonna get even prettier. Because what I do now is put her to a cookie sheet. Don't do that right now. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees. So when you're ready to put your jackfruit in there, the oven is hot, it's there waiting for you saying, yo, bring it on, papito, bring it on, mamita, bring it on. So I put cooking spray on the non-stick. That's the way I do it. If you don't want to use cooking spray, which I started using less of that because I feel there's something in there now that my body's rejecting, then put a couple of tablespoons of your favorite oil and put a coating there. Remember, you're dealing with jackfruit. It has absolutely no fat. And you want this to emulate chicken or a meat dish. So you gotta add some fat. You can go ahead and do this with very little fat or none. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you how to cook. I'm just saying for me, what I feel I like to have with these vegan recipes, meatless recipes. And you see the fat that's remaining in this pot? You think I'm gonna like wash this pot? Hell no. When my white rice is cooked, I'm gonna put the rice in here and soak up all that fat that's there. When it's not a lot of fat, but there's fat. I'm not gonna put that to waste. That's crazy. I'm not gonna throw that away. There's no way. I save everything, every bit of flavor that a dish may have, somehow, some way. I'm gonna make sure it sustains and stays within the recipe and the dish, and then I get to enjoy it and savor it. And then hopefully you get to enjoy it and savor it too if you follow this recipe or you come to my food stand or hopefully a restaurant. East Coast, West Coast, another Kickstarter campaign. If you want to spray this with cooking spray, you could. You are going vegan, meatless, so you want it to kind of, when it gets to your taste buds, say, okay, yeah, texture's there, flavor's there, and some fat. And then, you know, I'm cutting down sodium. You got to deal with that. I explained that to you. So now we're going to pop this beautiful tray of Antonio Lopez inspired Soraya Sobriedad vegan Puerto Rican pollo guisado made with jackfruit, and we're putting her in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Keep an eye on her at 375 degrees. Okay, we're 8 minutes in from the 20. Can you see how that's cooking up? It's really hot, so the camera's not going to be able to handle it. But oh my god, it's like so beautiful. Okay, it's going to be less than 20 minutes. It's going to be like maybe another 3 minutes in there.
I'm cooking rice now to accompany it, and so then we'll be back with that, okay? Do it to your liking though, of course. Do it to your satisfy. BT Express, honey. Okay, I took her out of the oven, so she was in the oven for about 12 minutes, not 20. She looks incredible. You could see she got a little crispy on the sides there. With Spanish olives, would really have the look of Pollo Guisado. Red pimientos, you know, that's very typical with Latin dishes. You'll see how I'm serving it with white rice. I grew up with the peas and carrots, cubed potato, and the chicken guisado like that. Tostones on the side would be amazing with this dish for sure. I love my rice with the salsita. Now I make a salsa for my empanadas, and that's what I may serve the rice with. Maybe not, because I like this, like I said, dry. It's perfect. Timer went off for the rice. I have the rice here. Yep. She's cooked. And then I'm taking jackfruit and I put it over the rice. Remember, this is a lot. I'm not going to put all of it because I want you to still see the rice. I didn't add the peas because, you know, I have a lot of rice here. I decided not to go there. But that's how that is going to be served. I'm going to sit down with a Goya Malta Light and enjoy this. Here we have Soraya Sobriedad's Antonio Lopez inspired vegan Puerto Rican pollo guisado made with jackfruit. Word, we're gonna eat this right now. Oh my God, I can't wait. It's so delicious. Antonio, Jessica, Grace, Jones, and all the other girls. Come have some. Come over. Come on. Hey, we're finished. I'm gonna taste her now with my rollers. Mira. Where's my Malta Goya Light. So this is to Antonio Lopez and all of the people who inspired me in the 70s to follow the path of creativity. My art teacher, Mrs. Mahoney, my mom, she was an artist too. You know, and everything that happened is water under the bridge. But here I am, 2019, back in New York City as a transgender woman, looking okay except for today with the rollers, and doing my best to be healthy, body, mind, and spirit, and share whatever's been working for me in my recovery process from overeating and too much sugar, too much fried food, too much alcohol, all of that craziness, to being the queen of healthy Latin cooking and specializing in Puerto Rican cuisine. May Puerto Rico recover prosperity and vitality, and may it get on its feet, be governed efficiently and properly. So here's to all of you. God bless. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching my show. Aprovecha. Oh man. No joke. No joke. This jackfruit. It's like pollo guisado, puñeta. I mean, sorry. It's like pollo guisado. Ay, Dios mío. I'm sorry. Like pollo guisado. Hi. With this, I'm having fun. Hey, Holas. My name is the super sexy, super fabulous, and super desirable Soraya Sobriedad. Welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to my show in Holas. Wow. I'm so grateful that I've taken the steps to be as visible as I can as a healthy Latin cooking chef, right? Because I did a paper some months ago about alternative protein sources, and that crickets and cricket powder is actually going to be a very up-and-coming protein source now. Crickets, you know, Jiminy Cricket, it's an insect. But the protein in crickets and the fact that they take up a very low carbon footprint in comparison to beef, chicken, turkey is amazing. The amount of protein in cricket is really incredibly high. And then when I started realizing this, I started doing some searches on YouTube for, you know, when I wanted to know more and more about crickets. And then there were some food trucks here in LA that were barbecuing crickets on a skewer or something. I was like, ew, but I would try it. And then more research, I found out that there was actually protein powders made out of cricket. And I'm like, oh, that would be fabulous for smoothies. That would be fabulous to add in my gluten-free, dairy-free pumpkin pies, maybe even in my empanadas. So a company by the name of Lithic Nutrition. Liked something that I did on Instagram, I liked them back, and then I was like, I wanted to get a sample of their powder because I wanted to try this. And they sent me a bag of their protein powder. I just got it yesterday. I'm going to try it. It's unflavored. Cricket powder, I'm telling you, as a protein source, if you're a bodybuilder or if you're just going paleo, this is really an incredible product to try. My God, 20 grams of complete protein and like 33.3 grams. That would be 137 calories. I'm going to try this. And they were so kind. Thank you so much, Lithic Nutrition, for sending me this. They sent me a card, it's handwritten. This is regards Dave and Lars at Lithic. So cute. A handwritten card. That was just so thoughtful. Some cute little stickers. Right? I love the color green. That's really happening for me. And my kitchen is white, green, and silver. And then they sent Soraya Sobriedad a cute little t-shirt that does fit me. I think it's a size small. Honey, it fits. On the waistline, there's even space. But they sent me a cute little t-shirt. Fueled by Crickets is the hashtag. So look them up, really. Look at the cute t-shirt. It's just so adorable. So adorable. I love the green. I love the green. That's so happening right now. That apple lime green with gray. This was a color I was using in the other apartment where I was next door. But I brought those colors here. I'm going to be using it in my recipes. I will definitely be posting and talking about how I feel about this. It's really the protein source that I'm after. This can go in smoothies. This can go in recipes, especially the empanada crusts. In the pumpkin pies, this will blend and it's a good protein booster. I really want to see how this goes in my empanada. That's a simpler recipe where I want to see what the taste of this cricket powder, how that's going to affect the taste of the empanada crust and the texture. So that will be really interesting. So I'm just so glad that I have this. It's veteran owned and operated, which I am so in favor of that. I'm in favor of any small business, minority owned, women owned, veteran owned, LGBTQ, especially transgender owned. Thank you so much, Lithic Nutrition, for sending me this. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching my show. And take good care of yourself. Talk to you soon. Bye. Mwah. Bye. Take care. Bye. Mwah.
Welcome to my show, honey. Welcome to Soraya's Kitchen. When you're feeling blue, you don't know what to do. Carrying such a heavy load, honey, feels like you're all alone. You need a new recipe, well, I'm the one to see. Time it rolls along, you wanna hear my song, so welcome to my show. Welcome to Soraya's Kitchen. My show is so hot, honey. The vegan meat, the gluten-free, the dairy-free.